How many times in your life have you looked at someone and thought, "Oh, this guy is harmless. Look at him. He's so naive, so weak," only to end up getting absolutely backstabbed by them? You know exactly who I'm talking about. Those people who always play the victim in social circles. The ones who look down sighing, saying, "Oh, I could never do that. You guys are so smart." But the moment you leave the room, they dig a grave for you so deep that when you finally fall in, the first thing you see looking down at you is their innocent, crying face. Are you shocked? Don't be. Because you went out into the jungle thinking the biggest predator was the lion or the wolf. You were wrong. The most dangerous predator is the one playing the prey. I made this mistake too. I believed the fake tears. I fell for the pour me routine. I shared my food at the table and they used it to choke me. That's why we're here today. We are sitting down at the same table to strip the masks off those Cincy wolves roaming around like angels. We're decoding the darkest predator logic hidden beneath the lines of Robert Greene's books. By the end of this video, you won't buy the helpless routine ever again. Lean back, because you're about to see the real face of the people you trust. Now look closely here. The ultimate cheat code of this human nature cesspool is very simple: using weakness as a weapon. In the 48 Laws of Power, Robert Greene doesn't talk about generic stuff everybody knows. He points out something incredibly dangerous. Make yourself appear helpless so your opponent feels pity and drops their guard. In power dynamics, this is called the sheepskin strategy. We see these parasites every single day. At work, they cry to the boss saying, "I'm working so hard, but I just can't keep up, sir." In a group of friends, they whine, "I have no money, life is so unfair to me." And our natural, innocent empathy kicks in. You feel bad for them. You help them. You share your project. You let them cry on your shoulder. And our natural, innocent empathy kicks in. You feel bad for them. You help them. You share your project. You let them cry on your shoulder, but there is one thing you forget. That person is not weak. They are a predator using your guilt and pity to manipulate you. While you think you are helping them, they are draining your power. Think about the psychological mechanics behind this. When someone presents themselves as powerful, your natural defenses go up. You prepare for war. But when someone crawls to you bleeding, your armor falls off. That is the exact moment they enter your perimeter. They don't need muscles when they can command your conscience. And the exact second you let your guard down, they strike you right where your mercy is and throw you off the table. Know your common enemy. If someone is overselling their weakness to you, remember, there is a massive Trojan horse hidden right behind it. Let's take a look at another layer that Robert Greene uncovers in The Art of Seduction. He talks about a specific archetype, the silent sufferer. These are the people who don't openly complain, but they make sure you see their pain. They look tired on purpose. They let you find out about their struggles through someone else. Why? Because they know that forced pity creates resentment, but discovered pity creates devotion. Look at your own environment. There is always that one colleague or friend who subtly sighs during meetings, who carries the weight of the world on their shoulders, never asking for help but making everyone feel guilty for being happy or successful. They are weaponizing sympathy. By making you feel superior and comfortable, they make you irresponsible. And while you are busy feeling sorry for them, they are silently mapping your vulnerabilities, building a network of allies who view them as a saint and you as the oppressor. This is the ultimate inversion of power. They don't fight you with force. They make the entire room fight you on their behalf. You become the villain simply by surviving, while they become kings by pretending to drown. I will tell you 2 stories from history. You might think, no way, but this is cold, hard reality. Our first stop is Rome. When the new pope was about to be elected, all the powerful, Arrogant cardinals with armies behind them were tearing each other apart. Everyone was watching everyone's moves. And then there was this guy in the corner named Felice Peretti. This man was so old, so hunched over, and so sick. He was constantly coughing, leaning heavily on his cane, walking through the halls whispering, "I am already dying. I have no desire for power." The powerful cardinals thought, "Let's elect this weak old man. He will die in 3 days and we can run the show from behind the curtains." They chose him because he looked utterly harmless. But you know what happened? The moment Felice Peretti sat on that throne as Pope Sixtus V, the music violently explodes with a dark church choir and heavy bass hits. He threw his cane away. He straightened his back, looked into the eyes of every single person in that room, and established a dictatorship so brutal that his name made kings tremble. He wore the sheep's mask for years, put everyone to sleep with his fairy tales, and the moment he grasped to power, he ate them alive. Wait, it doesn't end there. Let's look at one of the biggest shocks in Western history: England and Oliver Cromwell. Before the Parliament was seized, Cromwell was seen as a regular, deeply religious, quiet country man. He would walk around saying, "I am just a humble servant of God," seemingly completely detached from political greed. King Charles I and the powerful nobles of the era never took him seriously. They dismissed him as a harmless rustic. But behind that humble, religious mask, Cromwell was secretly building his own radical army. While everyone was blinded by his apparent innocence, he was quietly gathering absolute force. And when the time came, that harmless man had the King of England's head chopped off with an axe in front of the entire world and took absolute control of the country as a dictator. Every single powerful noble ended up crawling at the feet of the man they once deemed weak. This is how you build power from absolute zero. The most dangerous person in the world is the one who acts like they have nothing to lose, hiding behind their vulnerability. Just because someone doesn't show you their claws, it doesn't mean they don't have them. They are just waiting for the perfect moment to tear you apart. Why do master strategists fear the weak more than the strong? Because a strong enemy is predictable. You know their weapons, you see their army, you can calculate their moves. But the Sotkurban? They operate in the shadows of your own morality. Robert Greene discusses this in the 33 Strategies of War, the strategy of passive aggression. When someone refuses to fight you directly, but instead collapses under your pressure, they make you look like a tyrant. In the court of public opinion, the one who bleeds first wins. The Cincy sheep know this. They will deliberately provoke you into taking action, and the moment you react, they will show their wounds to the world. They destroy empires not by winning battles, but by making the conqueror look so cruel that his own people turn against him. They use your own strength as the lever to break your neck. Every time you try to pin them down, they slip away like water, leaving you holding nothing but the blame. If you keep playing their game by their rules, you lose before you even throw a punch. Now, let's get to the real execution. How do we expose these Cincy wolves in our lives, and how do we smash that table over their heads? Open your ears wide, because I'm giving you 3 brutal rules to apply tomorrow morning. 1. If someone is constantly feeding you their victim stories, stop pitying them and stop comforting them immediately. Stop it. Let them crawl in their own ditch. If they are truly helpless, they will fight to stand up. But if their only goal is to drain your energy and mimic your mercy, the moment you sit back and stay silent, you will see how fast that mask slips and how angry those innocent eyes get. 2. Never enter a room acting like the smartest, most powerful person there. Sometimes you need to play the Pope or Cromwell. You need to look weak on purpose. Let them think you are the prey. Let them make plans behind your back. Let them bring the Cincy wolves out into the open. You just watch. While they think you are the sheep, you map out exactly which path they are taking to trap you. And when it's your turn to strike, hit them so hard they won't even know what shattered them. 3. Remember what Robert Greene said, never trust people's words. Always look at their interests. Look at those overly nice people who constantly praise you, saying, "Oh, I don't know what I'd do without you." What vulnerability are they trying to hide behind that sweetness? Remember, the only place you find free cheese is in a mousetrap. If you watched this video all the way to this point, you are no longer that naive person who acts as everyone's crying wall. You can't afford to be anymore. We are building power from scratch here. And the first rule of power is identifying the enemy correctly. Do not fear the dog that barks and shows its teeth. It has already shown its intention. Keep your eyes on the sheep lying innocently at your feet, always playing the victim. If you watched this video all the way to this point, you are no longer that naive person who acts as everyone's crying wall. You can't afford to be anymore. We are building power from scratch here. And the first rule of power is identifying the enemy correctly. Do not fear the dog that barks and shows its teeth. It has already shown its intention. Keep your eyes on the sheep lying innocently at your feet, always playing the victim. Your words are now expensive. Your eyes are sharp. Remember, if you want to survive in the jungle, sometimes you must look like the most innocent creature. But you never let the wolf inside you go to sleep. The first shot is fired. The masks are down. Now go turn the tables. Take care of yourself. Voice-over tone changes to a calm, magnetic whisper. If you are ready to claim your power from scratch, hit the like button and subscribe to join the inner circle. See you in the next breakdown.